Welcome to KaiChi Live. I'm KaiChi, and this is my Hamster Gretel review. This is the 4th episode titled Math Punch. We see Kevin trying to teach Gretel math, but Gretel doesn't really like math or see the point of math. But like I said, this episode was okay because it feels like an episode where in the beginning, one character tries to use another character, which later on will be helpful in the situation or have something happen in order to use that thing to fix it. We also found out it's their parents' anniversary, and ironically, they're not involved. But the parents seem to have some kind of rivalry. How the anniversary gift to each other, it seems like the wife is better than the husband. And this year, he thinks he will one-up them. But as always, if you see enough sitcom, the father usually going to lose and the mother's going to win. I mean, or the person that usually doesn't do it well, always do it well. And for some reason, some outer forces would mess up the father plans up. And we get introduced this episode villain called Ronnie Thunderpants, a cowboy dressing villain that has electric powers. In this episode, they gave him a hard time about it, which I think is like a little girl and a hamster has superpowers, and this is the weird thing. We do get like a little backstory on what this villain is, and we still don't know what's Professor exclamation backstory. His backstory is like he was just a regular guy, a regular singing cowboy. He was on his horse, and his friends or his colleague around him started using cell phones. And one day, a cell phone tower. For some reason he was running up to a cell phone tower, which I wonder why would you do that? Anyway, lightning struck that tower and it spooked the horse, and some reason the horse lasso got onto the phone tower and fell on him, and he got struck lightning once, then 3 times, total 4 times. That's how he got power, and he just wanna destroy all cell phones, all that kind of electronics, because he thought they're bad. And he want revenge. Hamster and Gretel and Kevin find out what's happening because of thanks to Fred. She installed some kind of like phone scanner app, and while Kevin's trying to teach Gretel math, and Kevin's like, "Oh, go stop this villain." Then we come back to math. She's like, and they had like a weird conversation back and forth, and like she's going to speed us out, and he's like, "Oh, that's math. Well, it's hard math. It's physics, but it's hard math." And then she's like, "Good a jillion times or something." Then he's like, "That's math too." So that's going to be a little thing become back and forth to them. Ronnie's plan was to send kind of like an EMP electric ball to a cell tower, which I don't get. It's like turned to be more than one cell tower. But anyway, Hamster Gretel was going to stop that, and Kevin's going on chase after Ronnie because like he was running away to a train. And once again, for some reason, they made fun of him because he was trying to get away from a train, which is like the math problem in the beginning where Kevin's trying to teach her, and once again, like I said, they learned something in the beginning, and you could finally use it at the end, because like Hamster and Gretel was able to save the tower, but they had to go back to Kevin and Ronnie because I guess Ronnie and Kevin was fighting in the engineer box, and the train was heading off the cliff. Like back in the beginning of the episode, was a train power of them. And Kevin was like telling her like how fast of the train was going, and this was a weird part. Like she did the math, but she asked Hamster to push her. But don't they have the same powers? How fast? So anyway, they were able to save them, and somehow the police was chasing after Ronnie Thunderpants, because like when Gretel and Hamster saves the train and all of them, the police car also fell on top of the train. And I was like, where was the train? The police chase. I didn't see anything about that. Anyway, this is the part where they solved the villain's problem of hating cell phones. Like they mentioned, like, oh, how did they find them? Like GPS. I was like, really? And Ronnie's like, really? You can do that? Then the cop was like, oh, you can also use it to find your faithful horse. And it's like, really? You know what? I'm going to get myself a phone. And Kevin being sarcastically like, well, you can't think of this before you jump on the train? Or do Kevin need to get superpowers in this episode? No, it was really more like how teaching Gretel that certain things you need to learn could help you later on. So, no, yeah, Kevin doesn't need superpowers right here. I mean, falling off the cliff, in the train, maybe that could be, but that it really, because I knew Gretel's going to save her brother, so and Hamster. The song of this episode was okay. It was mostly they were singing about the train and Ronnie being a cowboy with electric powers, which is not weird, which is really who cares, honestly. So what? He just happened to be a cowboy who had electric powers, and he hates technology, which because he's a cowboy, that doesn't make sense. There's electricity back then, but I guess it's a big deal to them. Overall, this episode was okay. It felt like another filler episode or another slice of life episode where we see what you learn from the beginning going to fix what's happening later in the episode, and everything will be okay. But I get it. Sometimes you do wrap it up, sometimes you don't. Like I mentioned before, I really want like a big mystery because I know they could do it because they can run different storyline. In fact, they have 3 plot lines in Phineas and Ferb. Milo's Law, not really, but they have like 2 plot lines, like what's Milo doing, what's those 2 time traveler doing. Yeah, I still don't know their name. I know they could do that. Why are these aliens giving powers to like certain people, or are they also giving powers to these villains? I want to see that mystery. Maybe it's just teasing us a little. I mean, I get it. You want to talk about any other things, and you want to talk like these kind of stories, which is fun. But I feel like it's a filler episode. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see what's going on. Like I say, overall, this episode feels like a filler episode. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, hit that like button. Go over here to watch my previous videos, and go over here. Subscribe to my channel KaiChi Recap for future nerd geek videos. Thank you.